Hello, okay, we should be live. I'm going to really quick do the TikTok / YouTube short upload, and then I'll get into this. So, let me turn that down a bit. Okay, so I'm thinking, I want to do something cool. Who should I... I think I'll do Shiny Paris today. Oh, shoot. That's not good. Oh, that's not good. Cancel, how do I cancel this? Delete. Yep, I'm not actually uploading the Paris today. Apparently the clip is too long and they think it's a full-on video. So, not gonna be Paris. I guess we're gonna do Cubone, maybe? Bro, are all my clips too long? 1 second, Cubone. How long is this clip? Shoot. My clips are too long. Crap. Sure, I'll upload it private. Okay, I need to find a clip that's less than a minute long. This is not good. Everything seems to be too long of a clip. Paris is too long, Cubone's too long. Marowak. Yep, Marowak works. Pokemon, shiny Pokemon, gaming. Gen 9 works. Okay, there we go. I found one. So on YouTube, I'm gonna do Marowak, but on the TikTok, I'm actually gonna do a different one. I'm gonna do the Paris that I wanted to do originally. Because it works differently over there. Where is Paris? Instead of just, you know, leaving my stream with nothing happening, pretty much. Do do do. Do 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 do. Post. Post now. And video published. Perfect. So, with that, we are actually good to start the stream. So, where we last left off, we're still going after, this guy right here. And I forgot to open up the counter. Who would have guessed I forgot to open up one of the programs before stream? We ended at 300 encounters since the last shiny. We actually got a lot of we actually got 2 shinies last stream, which guarantees our next one will be Tink because everything else has technically already been checked off the list. Including Sungurn. Sungurn has been checked off the list. So if we get a Dupe's Claw shiny, it's gonna guarantee that the next shiny is Tink because everything else in this grass we've gotten the shiny of. So Dupe's Claws, if we get it, will just be a little bit of an extra annoyance. But yeah, I'm gonna have to re-edit that Paris clip to make it fit on YouTube. So after stream, I'll probably do that. I'll edit down the Paris clip to make it fit on YouTube. And then I'll also, I guess I'll also schedule the TikTok to upload the clip I did put on YouTube so that they're at the point where both platforms have the same amount of videos uploaded. So I'll schedule the edited Paris clip on YouTube, and I'll schedule the, I think Marowak is the one I put on YouTube, right? Let me check. Yeah, Marowak, I'll put on the, yeah, so I'll schedule Marowak on TikTok, and I'll schedule the Paris on YouTube. Because for some reason, YouTube has a rule where if the video is more than a minute, it uploads as a full-on video instead of a short. But yeah, let me get my fan on. Sorry if it interferes with the mic. I know I don't like the noise either, but I cannot be sitting here in this heat without a fan going. But yeah, so besides the little complications with YouTube and TikTok, with YouTube Shorts versus TikTok, I'm having a good day. I mowed the lawn, I took a shower after that, I bought the ingredients for my meal prep that I'm going to cook later. Everything's looking good. Right now what I'm just waiting on is I got some clothes drying that I need to pack for my trip. And then I also have some meat defrosting for cooking. So I'm having a pretty good day of it, I'll say. Nothing's really happened yet, but I'd say it's a good day. I have a trip coming up. I'm gonna be actually not going very far, but it's money, I guess. Got a over 24-hour layover, which would be nice if it's not for the fact that the city like 1 hour away from where I live. That's a bit of a bummer, but beggars can't be choosers. I get trips, that's all I care about, is I get the trips. But yeah, everything's going good. I'm starting to get the hang of this whole, starting to get a hang of the whole TikTok and YouTube Shorts thing. Hopefully I can get TikTok streaming permission soon. I'm working on it. I think my phone is bugged because despite the fact that I've gained followers on my phone at least, my TikTok follower account will not update for some reason. But I'll still get notifications about new followers. So I don't know what's up with that, but... Actually, I have TikTok open on my PC. Why don't I check there? According to my PC, TikTok following is 55 followers. My phone says 49, but TikTok says that I have 55 followers. Ooh, July 16th was really good for me. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out how TikTok and YouTube Shorts work. Short form content is a little bit of an enigma to me, but maybe I'll be able to figure out the whole way it works eventually. For now, I'm just gonna stream for the fun of it. Maybe I'll be able to make some good progress on this game. I'm terrified because the next route, I'm pretty sure, is like 3 route segments, 2 cave segments, so might take me a while to reach the next town. And then I also have to do the Skiddo hunt into the Bulbasaur hunt. There's gonna be a lot of shiny hunts before I get to the next region, I feel. But yeah, these targeted hunts are probably like the one downside so far of this, is because I have the trade rule, these actual targeted hunts where I have to get a specific shiny are probably the toughest part of this run. Because I'm not allowed to move on until I get shiny Tinkatink. I'm not allowed to move on until I get shiny Speedo. I wasn't allowed to move on until I got shiny Timber. I wasn't allowed to move on until I got shiny Pancham. The targeted hunts are probably the hardest part of this run, is when I have to get a specific shiny to continue. Oh, I wasn't allowed to leave the cave until I got Cubone. Wasn't allowed to leave the swamp until I got Paris. It's just targeted hunts are not easy to do. And that's why I'm stuck with the highlight reels being once a month, because you can't expect to do all this progress and then get a video out like twice a month. It has to be once a month, or I'd run out of content way too fast. Once I beat the game, though, I'm gonna crank that up. It's gonna turn into a weekly series once I beat the game. The highlight reels, once they're all edited and made, switching to weekly. That the instant I can, I'm switching it to weekly. But until I beat the game, once a month. Because I can't even do a stream once a week, let alone get a whole edited video out once a week. Heck nah. Until I beat the game and all the videos are ready, it's once a month. And then I gotta find my new game to stream at that point. Maybe Insurgents. Maybe Glazed. Heard of another game where every single Pokemon is a regional variant. Maybe I'll pick up that game. There's like 1,000-something Pokemon in the game, and they're all regional variants. So maybe I'll pick that game up after this? I don't know. I'm definitely not doing another Shinloke, I'll say that much. I'm gonna take a break from Shiny Locks. Because if I do non-Shiny Locks, I could probably do a video every 2 weeks. If I do non-Shiny Locks, you know, like... If I'm just straight up actually doing mostly progression stuff, I could probably get enough done in a stream to have multiple videos out of it. highlight reel will just cut out stuff, like maybe cut out the wild encounters and stuff. I don't know. But like, yeah, if I do another next game I do, probably not gonna be a shiny lock. It's probably gonna be a more relaxed run of whatever game it ends up being. Who knows, by the time I beat this, maybe Alien Adventures will finally be out. Keep in mind, I am streaming Alien when it comes out. Rather I've beaten this game or not, Alien is going to be added to my stream series the second it drops. There is no world where I do not stream Alien Adventures when it drops. Yeah, I'm excited for... I'm actually kind of worried right now because, I don't know if any of you guys follow the Alien Adventures situation, but on their Discord, they have a channel called Announcements, right? And in that announcement channel... One second, let me scroll up here because I need to get the name. Surprisingly active Discord, I will say. Come on, dude. Where's my last message? Oh, I must have scrolled past it. Yeah, where is it, dude? Did we talk about it earlier? Maybe they deleted the messages to talk about it. People talk about if the game's ever going to come out. Huge topic is people saying is the community is completely divided on people who do and don't believe the game is actually going to come out anytime soon. I'm kind of on the I don't care, I'm going to play it when it comes out, if it comes out. Yeah, I can't find it. But, long story short, one of the big guys... Oh, here we go. Where's the name of the guy? Either way, I'm gonna stop searching through Discord while I'm on stream. Okay, either way. So, one of the lead guys on Alien Adventures, his Discord account got suspended. And this was the account that was making, like, most of the announcements. So right now, the future of Alien Adventures is very uncertain. People say his account got falsely banned, but, like, since we don't even know the reason behind his account being suspended, we don't know if it's truly false. And then, like actually wait, I can get an exact timestamp for this one because it's easy to look up. And then in announcements, yesterday at 7 p.m., they put out a application where you can apply to become a developer. Which makes me worried, maybe whatever the guy got suspended for wasn't false. So yeah, we're at a point where one of the most important people's Discord accounts got suspended. They put out a job application asking for new developers. The future of Alien Adventures is not looking the best right now. And I pray the game comes out. The game, based on the trailers that we did get, looks really good. But it's not looking good. It's actually looking pretty bad, all things considered. So, I'm hoping Alien Adventures will come out, but I'm not holding my breath for it anymore. I'm at the point where I'll accept either way. I'll play the game when it comes out, if it comes out, but that's all I can say for sure. Speaking of which, we broke 500 encounters. Let's go! We're on a good pace. Keeping in mind, shiny odds is 675. 1 in 675 encounters should be shiny. Maybe I'll make a YouTube video about the Alien Adventures update. Maybe I'll make a video talk about what happened. I'll have to get the guy's name before I make the update, if I do, but... Come on, Ditto. Just let me escape. Only downside of this route, honestly, is the fact that Ditto copies my stats, so he becomes fast. Besides that, though, this is a really good route to hunt on. I'm kind of happy we got all the shinies. I didn't really care much for Sunkern, but I am happy that we got Toxel because, I'm gonna be honest, shiny Toxel looks sick. And I can only assume that he's also going to look sick once he evolves. I think I got an Amp to Nature, which is cool. So yeah, Toxel's cool. He's going to evolve into something cool. Sunkern, I guess, adds to my amazing backlog of grass types. The type of Sunflower is really good in this game. You know, Grass Fire is really good typing. I don't know if I'm going to use him, of course, but... Okay, so... Sorry, I was checking a text. I got a text message about how to best work on defrosting the meat for my cooking later. I think I'll go until about noon, because around noon I'm supposed to get a thunderstorm, and I don't know how extreme of a storm I'm expecting. So I might want to, you know, sit outside and smell the rain a bit once the thunderstorm does start. So I'm probably going to go until then. Hopefully we'll get a shiny Tinkatink before then, but that's probably when I'm going to end stream. So it's about 9 PM now. About 3 hours left of stream. Hopefully a shiny Tinkatink will appear in that amount of time and we won't be like a 2,000 encounter deep hunt. But yeah, the goal is shiny Tinkatink. and then enjoy a little bit of the storm and cook today. I guess I also have to edit down the Paris shiny clip into a minute long so I can upload it to YouTube Shorts. And I have to edit, and I have to just upload the Marowak clip over to TikTok and schedule it for like 2 days, I guess. If I'm on a 4-day trip, I guess uploading in 2 days wouldn't be a bad idea. Wait, I have a better idea. What if I schedule it to happen during my, trip to Japan instead? So that my TikTok isn't dead empty while I'm out of the country. That might not be a bad idea. You know what I just realized? I gotta start using my Go-Goat mount. I keep on forgetting about him. Like, I have a Go-Goat mount. It's faster than running. Why am I not using it? But yeah, I just want to get Shiny Tink so I can continue the dang game. Then I can get Impidimp, and then I'm allowed to evolve Tinkatink once I get the Impidimp. Oh, sorry. No, I have to make it Tinkatuff. Then I can get Impidimp because it's a Tinkatuff for Impidimp, not Tinkatink. I think. I'll have to check to make sure before I evolve Tinkatink, just in case. But I'm pretty sure it's Tinkatuff for Impidimp. I get Impidimp, I continue the game. In fact, I think I'm going to... I think I might overhaul my stream layout, actually, on OBS later today. Because I'm looking over at the slideshow for TikTok, and honestly, the fact that the art style changes depending on the Pokemon is kind of annoying me. So I just realized what I could do... Keep in mind, this would take a very long time. What I could do is go into the game files and get the shiny sprite of every one I have from there. Make the slideshow entirely out of those. Make my team layout entirely out of those. It currently is because all my guys are currently customs. But I could just do that. Yeah, I'm thinking I might just do that, where I just get every single shiny sprite straight out of this game for the layouts. to make the art style more consistent. But yeah, I definitely want to, you know, complete this game. I want to get to the next region already. But for some ungodly reason, they added a random NPC into a random house that wants to give an impotent for a Tinkaton. I still don't know why they felt the need to add that. It is so pointless. In my opinion, it's pointless at least. And like, I don't want to hunt right now. I want to continue playing the game. But as per the rules I set forward, I need Tinkaton to continue the game. I kinda locked myself into some ridiculous rules, I will be honest. The rules I set up for myself in this game are kind of ridiculous. I don't know why I set half of them. 72. 73. 74. Even odds. It's just a non-shiny Sunflora. So we are officially over odds on this hunt. Not gonna complain, but just feel like that should be something that's noted, is that we are officially over odds. Not to mention that this hunt has... I've also learned the term is phased. Not to mention that this hunt has literally phased everything on this route. Like, yeah, we already had Esper, Lillipup, and Ditto, but it's phased the last two possible encounters that weren't it. So, like, the hunt's phased, and we're over odds on the final phase of it. Thank God for I have Dupe Skulls active in this, or I would actually go insane. Heck, I might still not have Shiny Timber if I didn't have Dupe Skulls. Remember Timber? Yeah, I might still have not gotten him. The Lillipup's also from Dupe Skulls now I think about it. Oh, I also heard someone say that Surfetched has a regional variant. I cannot confirm that, but if I do find that to be true, we have already passed Galarian Farfetch'd. So if Surfetch'd does have a regional variant, we're going to have to go hunt a Galarian Farfetch'd later. I'm thinking it's probably true based on what I heard, but... in my art of avoiding spoilers, I cannot confirm or deny. No NPCs mentioned Surfetch'd Z. Therefore, as far as I'm aware, Surfetch'd Z does not exist until an NPC mentions it or we see it with our own eyes. But we're probably going to have to go back and hunt Galarian Farfetch'd later if there is indeed a Surfetch'd Z, which it's sounding like there is. The one thing I wish I could do, though, is I wish I could check the evolution method for Galarian Farfetch'd in this game. Because if there's a Surfetch'd Z, I'd want to get it as soon as possible. But I don't know when Galarian Farfetch'd evolves in this game, or even how. Does they still have the critical hit rule? Did they change it to just a level? I don't know. Because they changed a lot of Pokemon's evolution methods in this game. So I don't know how Galarian Farfetch'd evolves. Therefore, I don't know when I need to grab him to get Sirfetch'd Z. Let me actually check. How does base Galarian Farfetch'd evolve? Farfetch'd. Achieve 3 critical hits in 1 battle. That's how he originally evolves. 1 second. I'm gonna really quick do something. Oh wait, no, Altar Kings isn't here. That's the forest. Altar Kings is below Oleo City. I just want to really quick. Yeah, I just want to really quick. I saved before coming here. Holy crap, this guy's actually not weak at all. Yeah, we're going on a little side quest here real quick. I'm gonna roll back, by the way, to before I went to catch this guy. Using hard bread? What the fuck is a hard bread? Okay, well, great news. I have no... first of all, that confirms that there is no way he's normal Sirfetch'd. But yet, good news is it looks like we don't have to worry. Until I get a hard bread, I can't evolve him anyway. What the fuck is hard bread, dude? That is... probably the weirdest evolution method I've ever read in my life. Hard bread. But yeah, so once we get our hands on a hard bread, I guess we have to catch a Galarian I guess we have to do a shiny Farfetch'd hunt. Hard bread. What a crazy evolution method. I like it though. It's funny, but hard bread is such an interesting evolution method I never thought I'd read. So yeah, we have confirmed that there is a custom evolution there pretty much, because hard bread has nothing to do with what Sirfetch'd normally looks like. But then I'm wondering, if Sirfetch'd has a custom evolution, why is Octillery on the walls instead of the guard-looking Pokemon Sirfetch'd? Makes me wonder. Like, Octillery makes sense, you know, artillery, it's like, kind of like a gun, but like... I don't know, I feel like having a Pokemon that looks like a guard would make more sense. Maybe Royolion. Then again, I have no idea what Royolion looks like yet, so I could be wrong about that. Actually, that's something I'm wondering. When do I get my hands on Eevee? Because I definitely want Eevee, like, soon. Actually, 1 second. I've got so many questions about this game. I have a document. Control F. Then... reload it real quick. It's a little bit glitched. Control F. Then... Nekin. Huh. It's saying that the other starters are not obtainable. I don't like that, dude. I gotta find a way to get the starters. I think I'm going to actually set targets with the Protégé hunt to be Fennekin and Froakie. Which means the next Protégé hunt is going to be a long one. I'm going to get a Pokemon that can get me starters. And I'm just gonna do the Protégé until they get Fennekin or Froakie. Because according to the document, there is no way to get the other starters. Actually, wait, instead of doing that, why don't I just go to the Discord? Pokemon Z. Jump to present. Are the other two Kalos starters obtainable, or just the one you pick at the start? Question mark. Then make Discord not full screen. Trim it down a bit so it doesn't take up that much screen space, and leave that open. Okay, because I do want to know if there's a way to obtain Froakie and Fennekin in this game, or if I need to do a Protégé hunt for them. Because I want to get all three starters. For a good reason. I want all three starters in my run. Because if they're not obtainable, what I'm thinking is this. I start a new save file. And I shiny hunt the starters. I take a quick screenshot of their stats. And then I use debug mode to essentially transfer them into this save file. After I soft reset both of them. If they're not obtainable. If they are obtainable, besides Protégé, then I'll obviously, you know, get them whenever I get them. But if they are unobtainable, I think doing a soft reset starter hunt is fair, and then I transfer them over to this save file. I think is fair. I'd say it's not. If you want, I really wouldn't argue. It's like, it's such an edge case, you know what I mean? Like, it's such a debatable case, in my opinion. Because I want to see every custom Pokemon shiny in this run, and if the starters are unobtainable besides Protégé, then that's like a really unrealistic hunt. Because I know Chespin is unobtainable in the wild, which makes me think they're not going to be in the wild. So I would assume there's another cafe like the one with the Kanto starters. I assume there's another cafe that has the Kalos starters for trade, but I can't be sure. The one good thing is where I put the Discord, it actually covers up my account, so I don't know how many encounters I'm at. Never mind, I forgot that I have the TikTok recording going as well, so I'm actually at 850. Either way, I really want to know if I can get the other 2 Palos starters in the game, or if I'm just SOL. Because I don't know how up-to-date the document is. That document could... I know the document's outdated because some of the encounter tables are wrong. Like, it doesn't think... For example, on the document, Pancham doesn't appear in Acrylic Town. He only appears in Canvas Town. So I know the document's outdated. I don't even know if I would use the other 2 starters, but I at least want to know if I have the option to get them. Because if not, I want to have all 3 starters on the team at some point. Whether I use them or not, I don't know. But I at least want to have them on the team at some point in the game. Let me see. I do have the Discord. I do have this open. Most are in Lumio City. The others are at the Fairy Gym and the Ghost Gym cities, if I remember correctly. Dude, I'm terrified. That post makes me feel like I'm gonna have to change the rules. If all the stars are obtainable in Lumio City at different cafe from trades, I might have to reconsider my rule of getting every shiny obtainable. I might have to give up on the whole every trade rule. We'll figure out when we get to Lumio City. We'll figure out when we get to Lumio City how much I need to change the rules of this run. Right now it's not too ridiculous. You know, a trade here, a trade there. Yeah, there's 3 trades for the Kanto starters, but the Pokemon that you need to trade for them are kind of like spread out throughout the game. It sounds like Lumio City is going to change this run a lot, though, when I get there. Oh! Holy shit, that's the shiny! That's Dupe's Claws, so this guy's gonna go straight into the Dupe's Claws box. Let's go, Lillipup. Well, your name is simple. It is Dupes. Nope, Dupes is not joining my party. Now, okay, we have 3 shiny potions, so we can still afford to use them. We're going to have to make a new batch of those in a sec. But now that we're saved, we reset until we get a shiny that we don't have. That's a shiny we have already. The encounter number does not go up, though. It shouldn't be too hard. We just have to encounter a, yeah, we just have to encounter a Tinkatink because we have every other shiny. Technically, we don't have Sunflora, but at the end of the day, Sunflora is evolution line of Sunkern. So technically, Sunflora counts as dupe's claws. So we just have to keep on resetting the game until we get a non-dupe. The only non-dupe available is Tinkatink. This hunt is complete. We just have to wait until the game lets us actually complete the hunt. Because now we're at the game's mercy. The game can make the stake as long as it wants. And the game seems to be intent on making it take as long as it wants. Ah, my lord. Come on, game. It's not that hard. It's very simple, actually. Oh, dude. The downside of how I got Dupe's Claws is because I want to actually catch the Pokemon in battle. There he is! That's Tinkatink, guys! Whew! Okay, actually, I really do like that color. The hammer looks way cooler in that color than normal. That's at 896 encounters. We got Shiny Tinkatink through Dupe's Claws. Oh god, it has Draining Kiss. Well, all we can hope is that its spawn rate isn't too bad. Bring back in Skolava here. Tinkatink falls asleep. I false swipe one more time. What would look good on him? None, really. There's not really a good color for him. Okay. Tinkatink has finally been caught. Bonk. Simple name. Add to the party. Let's see what Bonk looks like, guys. I'm so excited. Look at her! Ain't she cute? Yep, we save that right there, and the recordings. Start the new recordings. Okay, let's head to town real quick. So, oh I know, it's Bag, Poke Ride. Dude, Bonk actually looks really cool. I do like that. This guy needs to go over here and chill with the other 5 dupes we've gotten so far. Protege. Actually, you're gonna stay in the box for a little bit, Protege. We're gonna heal. And we're gonna look at Bonk's stats. Let's see what we got. XP share off. Item, take. Nope. Item, take. Iron filings. Good item. So, Bonk, we got a Bashful Nature. Man, at level 18 often dozes off. Own tempo. This Pokemon has its own pace, and that prevents it from being confused. Very good IVs, actually. 2 are below average. Special attack is perfectly average. Perfect HP. Bonk is not bad at all. Metal Claw, Covet, Rock Smash, Draining Kiss. Now, the reason I'm keeping Bonk on the party is because I have to go do a trade hunt with this guy. Down here, there's a way to do this without touching grass. This woman wants to trade. Tinkatuff, yeah, so I have to evolve Bonk real quick. Bonk, when do you evolve? Level 20. Okay, so literally 1 level, no, 2 levels away. Okay, give him 2 rare candies. And let's evolve Bonk into Tinkatuff. Mind you, Bonk is evolving. Oh, dude, she looks sick. Tinkatuff! Also gonna stop recording for that because that's Tinkatuff Evolution. That's also included. Okay, guys, so new hunt. Reset the counter to 1 because this is gonna be the first attempt. Assuming that I... Not shiny, but yep. So the smuggling trick still works. Holy crap, they give it to me at level 30. Jesus. Okay, there is one more thing I want to do before I start doing the hunt. Shininess. Make shiny. Yeah, he does appear shiny in the party screen. Okay, that stinks. Well, let's get OBS running. So, we gotta do Z display capture. Z display capture. Open up this. Make it so it increments by 30. Batch it up. So we're going to do a full batch at a time. That means 30 encounters per batch. And hopefully I get shiny Impidimp relatively quick. And 2.5 more hours until Thunderstorm's supposed to start. Once that Thunderstorm starts, I am ending stream, though. That is not debatable. I'm not going to stream during the Thunderstorm. I want to go outside and smell the air. My microphone's been turned off. I don't know how long, but microphone's back on. I'm doing good, Moondrop. So, all I was doing was I was fixing the layout because technically my team is only Tinkatuff right now. And I was going into the game files to find the official sprite of it. Because I want to use the official game sprites instead of... So, up till now, I was using Google Images for Pokemon that weren't Z forms. But I realized that in the slideshow I have going... Yeah, it's probably been off for a long time. Hopefully not before the last shiny, though. Either way... So, I was trying to get the game file, and for some reason, Tinkatuff and Tinkatink in the game files is a different number than in the national decks. Don't know why, but for some reason, their spot is filled by Palmot. And I do not know why, but we got it now. So, what we're doing right now is we're doing a trade hunt. Essentially, every Pokemon in this game can be shiny. So... we're trying to get a shiny Impidimp. Because this Hex Maniac here trades an Impidimp for a Tinkatuff. So we just did a Tinkatink hunt, evolved into Tinkatuff, and now we're trying to get the shiny Impidimp off of this witch here. Because in this game the Hex Maniacs are actually a witch group or something from the swamp. Pokemon Unbound. That's one of the games I've been looking at. In fact, I've been trying to figure out what game I'm going to play once I beat this one. But I'm not entirely sure yet. Partially because I do not know how long this game's going to take with the Shiny Lock rules I put in place. But Unbound is one of the games that's on the radar. Also, is it just me, or is Tinkatuff, like, really... Is Tinkatuff that small? Or did they just not size it correctly in its sprite work? Because Tinkatuff looks really small for some reason. Oh, shoot. I didn't complete the trade. Yeah, I think they messed up. I don't think Tinkatuff is supposed to look this small. Hopefully Tinkaton's better. That's all I'll say. Hopefully Tinkaton's better. But yeah, I had to get the Tinkatuff and Tinkatink model because in my I'm recording TikTok clips, and essentially I have, for the TikToks, I have a slideshow going of every shiny I've gotten in the game, to pretty much show what I've gotten in the past on the TikTok/YouTube Shorts clips. 6 badges, random mons, and random abilities. I think the random abilities is pushing it a bit, don't you think, man? Like, to each their own. I feel like random abilities can really just, like, rather make everything underpowered or accidentally give you one nearly impossible opponent, but... So are you doing a Nuzloke, or are you just doing a casual playthrough? Because I'm thinking Unbound might be a fun Nuzloke whenever I get around to beating this game. Afterwards, maybe Unbound could be a normal Nuzloke. I'm not doing another Shiny Lock, I'll say that much. This Shiny Nuzlocke has taken so much strength out of me. All because I want to have every... Nah, if this was a Nuzlocke, I would have been dead. I feel you. I had a good pile of failed Nuzlockes on this game before I decided to start the Shiny Lock. So, I feel you on that. Nuzlockes are not easy by any means. But the Shiny Lock's going at least decent. Essentially, I don't overlevel my team. Whatever the level of the next trainer is the high. So the highest level wild or next trainer is the max level I let my team go up to. Right now that's level 29. This Impidimp is level 30, so technically this Impidimp is breaking my level cap, but he's not going to be on the team, so doesn't matter. But the idea is every new route I have to catch a shiny. every trade I have to do. So I have to get I can only catch shiny, so I have to catch the shiny requested in the trade. Then I have to do the trade until the trade gives me a shiny. Every custom Pokemon in this game I have to get as a shiny. So, like, let's say... So, in the swamp, for example, there was a custom Paris. Wasn't allowed to use the swamp until I got the Paris as a shiny, for example. Or Route 1 has Bidoof, for example. The Ice-type Bidoof. Wasn't allowed to leave Route 1 until I had that Bidoof caught. Before I say my team, I need them healed because 2 out of 6 of them are dead right now, and 1 is half down on HP. Oh, you're in a tough spot there. But yeah, this game has actually a soft Nuzloke, which I do like, which is what I'm actually doing. Essentially, every gym leader gives you 2 Sacred Ash, which act as a revive that you can use in Nuzlocke mode. So this game actually has... I like the balance that way. That way, if a custom Pokemon dies, I don't have to worry. I can still show their evolutions. I just have to, you know, use a very valuable resource on them. Has led to the fact that sadly Pikachu is dead right now, which is a custom, by the way. But then again, I can't evolve him until I find a Thunderstone, wherever that is. I'm hoping I find a Thunderstone soon, though, because I really do want to see what Raichu Z looks like. Of course, I don't want to see spoilers, I just want to actually earn Raichu Z, but I definitely want to see what he looks like, because the Poison-type Pikachu is such a cool idea. And I also like the fact that they put the Impidimp here because we just saw a character, a very important character actually in the story, has a Grimmsnarl, and we just saw their Grimmsnarl in action. So I like the fact that the game is giving me access to Impidimp now, immediately after you see how cool and strong Grimmsnarl can be. Unlike some things where, like, for example, the second gym leader's ace is unobtainable for God knows how long, and the evil team is using a bunch of Solosis that also are unobtainable for God knows how long. So yeah, there's custom Solosis and custom Yamask, both of which I've seen, but both of which I have not gotten to the part of the game I'm able to obtain them in yet. And I am super excited to get them, but I have to get to their part of the game before I can obtain them, and it's annoying that I have to wait so long. Because I just want to get the cool custom shinies. But yeah, so another batch. We do batches of 30 here, which means each time I launch the batch file, it gives me 30 instances of the game. But yeah, the batch is a good way to get softer sets relatively quick. Because softer sets are very important for this game. They help speed it up a lot. Another thing that's going to help is we have a cave coming up, but we found I have Sweet Scent. So I'm probably going to use Sweet Scent for the cave instead of the usual strategy, which is to soft reset a cloud. Okay, let's see what insane team you're running in Pokemon Unbound. This game also switches up abilities, actually. Like, for example, Esper, which I have a little bit of a grudge against because it killed all my team members. Esper, for example, gets Sheer Force, so this game also has not random abilities. It has a randomizer mode if I wanted it, but it does have some redid abilities. It changes some Pokemon abilities. here and there. So this game also has some interesting combos. Like that sheer force Meowstic is a force to be reckoned with. It was on my team until I got my hands on Paris, in fact. Let's see what we got. Alomomola with Parental Bond. Interesting one. Persian with Trace. I'm trying to remember what Trace does. I think that's the one that copies the opponent's ability for the battle, if I'm not mistaken. Mew. Oh, Greninja with Motor Drive. Don't remember what Motor Drive does. Mew with Motor Drive as well. Ho-Oh with Berserker. And Buzzwole with Kenai. Dang, I don't know if the game treated you, like, really well or if you got lucky. Because that is a lot of legendaries for the 6th gym. For only 6 gyms, that's a lot of legendaries. Then again, I also don't know how the balancing is in that game. I have no idea, like, when legendaries start being given out in the base game of Unbound, so who knows? I still haven't touched that game, and I don't know when I will. Could be my next game after this. I do not know. Come on, just give me the blue Impidimp. That's all I need. I need the blue Forest Imp. In fact, I haven't thought of the name for him yet. I can think of a funny name for Impidimp. I haven't really thought about an actual name that fits Impidimp's shiny. Oh, so you have a Greninja that's immune to electric type moves. That's actually kind of insane, getting rid of his one of his weaknesses and actually making it a buff to debatably the most important stat in the game. Also, my Greninja has Fake Out, Surf, Flamethrower, and Sludge Bomb. Dang, your team is kind of busted, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, when I do randomizers, I kind of like to just keep it just the Pokemon. I don't like to do abilities and movesets. At least I don't like to do that too often, because that just makes it completely unpredictable what your opponent's gonna do. Like, there is no way to build a strategy when any Pokemon can have any move and any ability. So I like to keep it to just the Pokemon encounters. Maybe the trainers as well, depending on how well balanced the trainers are to begin with. But yeah, I might do a randomizer run of this game after I beat this run. I might do a randomizer run of the game just for funs. Maybe try to use some of the Pokemon I didn't use this run, you know? Because this game, even though a lot of Pokemon are unobtainable, they made sure that the Pokemon were in the code, so you can use them. Like, for example, Unknown. Pretty sure he's unobtainable, but he's in the code. And I have one from Le Protégé, which is a NPC that you occasionally encounter. And what she'll do is she'll just give you a random Pokemon. A random Pokemon with similar BST to the one you trade with. So, for example, the first time I gave a Mankey, and I ended up getting a Petalil, and then the second time I was giving Quilladin, and this is the bad part. So I actually got Ivysaur out of it. However, because I already know of an NPC that's going to trade me a Bulbasaur soon, I counted it as Dupe's Claws, and I got stuck with a shiny Unknown. So I'm stuck with a shiny Unknown now that I'm probably never going to use, which I consider very unfortunate. Honestly, I'd recommend that you check out this game. I think, if you haven't played it yet, at least, I'd say this game's got a lot to offer, especially with the, custom Pokemon. And I think this game, the more, attention it gets, the better it is. The only issue is that the game is originally in Spanish, so you have to download the English version. And, of course, you know, a lot of the resources for the game are also in Spanish. But this is a really good game. It's, Pokemon Z. It's probably by far my favorite fan game I've tried so far. Most fan games, I don't make it very far because I get bored of them, but this game has kept me decently entertained, even when I was just doing Nuzlocke on my own time trying to get through it. I think I got past the first gym like one time on a Nuzlocke on my personal runs. You don't know how to download stuff. Online? Wait, there's a way to play Pokemon Unbound without downloading it? I didn't even know you could play Pokemon Unbound without downloading it. That's actually kind of cool. But yeah, the game is, if you're on a PC, it is pretty simple. You just download, and then once it's downloaded, you extract and you're good to go pretty much. But fair enough. If you don't want to risk viruses, I get it. But yeah, I get you. Trying to avoid viruses is one of the challenges of the ROM world we're in. You know, ROMs, or in this case, just straight up fan games, because this is not a ROM hack. Avoiding viruses is probably the one challenge you got to think about. Yeah, I don't blame you. If you don't know what you're doing, it's better to just not. But if you ever do get to the point that you start downloading fan games, this is definitely one I would recommend for sure. Because this is by far the best Pokemon fan game I've probably played. I'd say this could be up there next to the other, like, really famous ones, but we'll see if it actually ever gets that attention. The only real complaint I have so far is the Discord server. One, it's mostly in Spanish. But my bigger issue is the art channel is very much just like... The art channel is a ton of NSFW art for some reason. And I do not know why. But besides the Discord server of this game's great. Everything except for the Discord server's art channel, specifically. An Emboar boss battle. So it's a boss battle of only one Pokemon? I want to check out Unbound if it has, like, single Pokemon boss battles. Because single Pokemon boss battles are some of the cooler ones from my experience. It's cool to see what type of boss battle they're able to build with the limitation of like 4 moves and whatnot. Oh, come on, Impidimp! I really want to continue this game, but I have to get Impidimp before I can do anything more. Then again, once I get Impidimp, I still have to do the shiny hunt on this route. I haven't shiny hunted this route yet. So technically speaking, even once I get Impidimp, I can't continue the game. But yeah, I'm so ready for the next. I am very ready for the next gym, which are called bastions in this game. And I'm pretty sure it's after this route that I'm on right now, which also includes a cave. But I am, like, so ready to do the next region. It's been a while since the last one. And I'm itching to find out what type it is, what the gym leader's idea is, what Team Azalth is up to. Actually, no, I just got done with the Team Azalth part. I'm probably not going to see them for a while, I would guess. Team is also the evil team in this game, by the way. And in fact, in terms of story, we just met their leader. A bunch of musketeers rolled into town trying to catch them, and were harassing the townsfolk. And besides the townsfolk not really being affiliated with Team Azalth, the leader came in to stop the general from harassing the townsfolk. So we finally got to see the leader of the evil team in action. And that character design was interesting, to say the least. But yeah, and then her Grimmsnarl just straight up picked the guy up and, like, tossed the general away. So, good first impression, I'll say. And I'm very excited to eventually battle her, because Grimmsnarl is the final evolution, right? Impidimp, Morgrem, Grimmsnarl. Yeah, I think so. Grimmsnarl is a really good typing and a cool Pokemon, so I can't wait to have the boss battle against her whenever that happens. I'm gonna guess it's probably a decent ways out based on the fact that she has a Grimmsnarl, but yeah, that'll be cool when we get to actually face off against the team leader. We got only 2 of, like, I think it's 12 bastions in this game. I think it's 12. We got 2 of the 12 bastions done. We still have the king and his whole story unfolding. Oh, forgot to mention that this game takes place in the past. This is it actually tells the story of the ancient weapon time. Really? I thought Morgan... One sec, I'm gonna have to fact check you. Are you sure? Morgan sounds like a mid-stage Pokemon. Then again, for the longest time I had Pidgeot and Pidgeotto mixed up, because I also thought Pidgeotto sounded more like a final stage. Okay, so Grimmsnarl is the full EVA. Okay. I do get evolution stages mixed up sometimes in my mind. Like with the Pidgeotto situation, where I could have sworn Pidgeotto was the final stage for a long time. For the longest time, I thought Pidgeotto was the name of the final stage and Pidgeot was the middle one. And I'm willing to fall for it, like, doesn't change too much. But yeah, I really want to complete this game, get all the shinies, have a massive collection, and then play a Pokemon game where I'm not holding myself to the rule of shiny only. Because shiny only is not easy. Especially when not only am I doing shiny only, I'm doing everything essentially. Oh, there's a trade, I have to do it. The only thing I'm not doing is forcing myself to catch everything on every route. But like every trade I have to do, every custom I have to do, every route I have to get a shiny before I continue. If a route is in multiple pieces and the different pieces have different encounter tables, I have to do both halves of the route. Really overdoing this a little bit, I might even say, but I'll leave it to future me to decide if I need to change the rules, because I saw a Reddit post recently about starter Pokemon to check if there was a way to get Froakie and Fennekin, and it sounds like every starter Pokemon is obtainable in Lumiose City. And if that's true, I might have to adjust the rules, because I do not think I'm going to do a trade for every single starter Pokemon up to Scarlet and Violet before I'm allowed to leave Lumiose City. That sounds like a little bit too much work. Not to mention hunting the Pokemon that they ask for in the trades as well. But we'll see how that all pans out. Maybe Lumiose City will just have to be a couple different highlight videos of just being in Lumiose City. And this game's shiny rate is 1 in 675. So this hunt's decently underway, but not quite there yet. So just for reference, we're not expecting the 1 in 2,000 odds or whatever that would make these hunts take insanely long, at least. But yeah, so one of the things I mentioned earlier that I'm thinking of doing is I'm going to make a folder where I go into the game files and I grab every shiny Pokemon I've gotten, their in-game model, instead of the shinies I have off of Google Images. I'm going to put them all in a folder together, and we're going to use that for the slideshow, the party display, all that stuff, to keep them all in one place and easily accessible. Which means I have to do a lot of file searching later. Oh, and this stream ends whenever the thunderstorms roll in. They're supposed to hit today, because I am not going to stream with a power outage being a real possibility. I do not want to lose all of my progress because a power outage happens. So just for reference, when the thunderstorms hit, we are ending the stream then and there immediately. Come on, Impy Deemp. Pokemon Unbound, is that the one with, like, the Colts, and it's the one that helped, that's the one with, like, the Colts, and it helped popularize the, Delta species, right? It was, like, the fan game that pretty much made Delta species a super popular thing in fan games, I think? Or am I mixing it up with a different one? I'm trying to remember. If it's that one, then I've made very little progress in it on my own time, because the device I was using to play it just stopped working kinda early in the game, and I never repaired the device. Come on, Impidimp. All I want is an Impidimp so I can continue the game. These softer sets hunts are definitely like my least favorite part of the game. Because you do 30, and then you sit on a black screen for a while just waiting. Then you do 30, sit on a black screen for a while waiting. Do 30, sit on a black screen. I don't consider it a very... I don't consider it a very fun hunting method. So... I tend to get tired of them a little bit faster than, like, the wild encounters or... Yeah, the wild encounters, I guess. Fishing is by far the worst. Ooh, a chestnut. I love chestnut. If you do not know, chestnut is debatably my favorite starter. I'd have to say second favorite. But yeah, chestnut is probably my second favorite starter of all time. Well, the Chespin line is my second favorite starter line of all time. I think they are severely underrated. No one gives them the respect and love they deserve. So happy he finally got his mega that he's deserved for so long. This game gave all the Kalos starters a custom middle and final stage, so I'm seeing where Chespin goes in here. So far, he's a chestnut, and he just is a lot... So far, he's a Quilladin, and he's just a lot skinnier so far, but... I am super excited to see what Chestnut Z looks like when I get to him. And with the next gym cap being level 32, it's probably going to be shortly after the third Bastion that we finally get to see it. Because we're 2 Bastions down. The first Bastion was fighting, and the second Bastion was a Ghost-type one. So I'm super excited to see what Chestnut looks like in this game. Sigalith? I don't know if Sigalith gets any attention in this game. Heatmore? I think Heatmore's sick. I do think he definitely deserves an evolution or something. Him and Durant definitely could do with some evolutions. Mothim and Wormadam I kind of understand, you know, they're linked to, like, really hated Pokemon. Unknown does get a little bit of attention in this game. I don't know if it's just this game, but they do learn more than just Hidden Power. And I also do have a Shiny Unknown in this run. In fact... One sec, let me just do this real quick. Okay, one sec, let me show you this. So, I don't know if it's just this game that does it, but if I go over here to my PC... right here he is, yeah. So he's unobtainable in the game unless you get him from Dawn Prodigy. Or Dawn Prodigio. But yeah, he gets a lot more than just Hidden Power. And this game has a very strong version of Hidden Power, so like, he gets a little bit of love. In fact, this one is a Fire-type Hidden Power, so yeah, he gets a little bit of love in this game. Sadly, because he's not a custom Pokemon, I'm probably not going to use him. Yeah. But yeah, so I do have Unknown available. I could use him, I guess. In fact, I haven't named my Unknown yet. Maybe I'll name it Moondrop, since you are the only Unknown fan I think I've ever met. Yeah, the Pokemon Company was like, what if we make a Pokemon that's every letter of the alphabet, it learns one move, and its shiny is kind of mid. The Pokemon Company really did. In fact, I kind of agree with a lot of Gen 3 Pokemon. Like, for example, my biggest issue is the fact that Mawile has a Mega. Because Mawile having a Mega means Mawile will never gain an evolution. And in games where Mega Evolution doesn't exist, Mawile is nearly unusable. So I kind of have a similar idea with Mawile, except the Mega makes it kind of get some love, but in the complete wrong way, because Mega Evolution was gone for like 2 generations or something. So that's like 2 generations where Mawile had nothing. Before Gen 6, Mawile has nothing. In Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet without Mega Evolution, Mawile has nothing. Mawile has been constantly disrespected. And by getting a Mega, it just made it so that they can't fix Mawile. They're not supposed to have no love. It makes sense that they don't get love because almost nobody likes Burmy. It's not correct that they don't get love. Every Pokemon deserves love in my opinion. But I'm not surprised with how much hate Burmy gets. I'm not surprised that they do not talk about Wormadam and Mothim much. Because I don't know what Burmy did, but it is probably one of the most hated Pokemon for some reason. I don't know what he did. Burmy did something to somebody. I don't know what, but Burmy is like hated beyond what is reasonable to an insane degree. People really hate Burmy. I don't fully get it. I think Burmy is I don't think Burmy's great, but I don't think he deserves the level of hate he gets. Because people really don't like Burmy. And I still don't get why. Ah, there's Impidimp. Not shiny, though. In fact, now I wonder if Burmy's even obtainable in this game. In fact, I believe all Gen 4 Pokemon deserve extra love because Gen 4 is some of the best Pokemon ever made. But Burmy, for some reason, is just... no one seems to like Burmy. I don't know why. In fact, one of the things I love about Gen 4 is all the jokes that come out of Gen 4. Like, for example, what's her name? The girl that gives you the one that gives you Gasper with the Everstone on him. I'm trying to remember her name. Like, Gen 4 just has some of the best, like, memories of Pokemon. Like Gasper. I love Gasper, by the way. He is still by far one of the funniest Pokemon to have ever existed. The Haunter holding an Everstone for a Medicham. I wonder if I still have my shiny chest pin that I got from one of my favorite streamers back in middle school. I wonder if I still have that shiny chest pin from him. I know it was hacked, but... So back in middle school was X and Y and Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire days. And I remember one of my favorite streamers at the time, he would do shiny hunts. And then after he got the shiny, he would do a stream where he just wander trades off like a box or 2 of duplicates of the shiny. And I remember I got a chest pin from him that he hacked into a Safari Ball. And I thought it was like one of the coolest looking shinies of all time. I wonder if I still have it. I could check my Pokemon Home on my phone, I guess. At the end of the day, it's a hacked shiny, so, like, whether I have it or not doesn't matter too much. Pokemon Home. Let's see what we got here. Well, it loads up and we gotta continue doing hunts. Oh, another 30 got a boot up. Pokemon Home. Tap to start. I have to update it in the Google Play Store. Okay. Updating Pokemon Home. Shouldn't be too long, I would guess. Okay, I'm getting some likes on my post. I'm getting some likes on my post on TikTok. That's good. Pokemon Home is updated. So loading up, loading up. Okay, favorite Pokemon type, Ice Grass. Starter is Trico. Least favorite Pokemon. Oh, favorite Pokemon is Stunfisk. Favorite type is Grass and Ice. Favorite starter is Trico. Now, least favorite's the hard one. Because I would say Fairy type's my least favorite type because the way it was added is weird. But then some of the best Pokemon ever made are Fairy types. So I can't hate the Fairy type because it contains some of the coolest Pokemon ever made for some reason. Like, Fairy types are consistently goated Pokemon. I don't know why. Dang, the least favorite one is really cracking me up, huh? Least favorite starter, I can say for a fact, is easily Litten, simply because until his final stage, he was looking so cool, and I really wanted a cool final stage out of the Litten line until Incineroar ruined it. So least favorite starter is Litten just because of the wasted potential on the final stage. And then that final stage in competitive is absolutely insane. Least favorite type is probably something like Rock. Because now I'm thinking about it, with all the Pokemon I like, none of them ever seem to be Rock type. I also don't like the fact that Rock type was thrown onto every single fossil Pokemon for some reason. I think Ground type is the better, you know, like, Geo, I guess I would call it Geo, adjacent type. I think Ground is way better than Rock, so I guess Rock type would be my least favorite. And then least favorite Pokemon altogether is a very hard question, actually. That is very difficult. I'm trying to think of a Pokemon that's done me dirty in the past. Maybe Esper. Because while I like Esper, it did kill my Pikachu in this run, so... but then again, I also can't hold a grudge against Esper. Oh wait, Purugly. Easily Purugly. Yeah, Purugly gives me trouble in Gen 4 because it's on, like, every leader of Team Galactic. It's an ugly Pokemon. I don't think there's much renewable about Purugly. So I guess my least favorite Pokemon will be Purugly. Mostly because I can't think of a Pokemon I actually despise enough to take that spot. Because usually when I don't like a Pokemon, there's usually something redeemable about it that makes it so it can't be my least favorite. Like, I played competitive on a Minecraft server for Cobblemon, and the thing that always gave me trouble... Yeah, so favorite Pokemon Stunfisk, favorite type is Ice and Grass. Which, I know, my favorite Pokemon doesn't have either of my favorite types in it. It's a little bit weird, but so be it. Okay, how do I search in this thing? There's mystery gifts I can get. Got the starters. We got a Melmetal. We got Sprigatito and a Fuecoco for some reason. I'm not looking for that right now. How do you... Oh, search. Is there just like a search bar I can use? Oh, Pokemon name. I don't think Chespin had a nickname. Chespin. Close. I didn't search correctly. Chespin. Oh, I think I found him. Chespin, level 1. Seems to have been first met in the Hoenn region in 2015. Where's the OT? Nope, this is not the one I'm thinking of. That is a different one. Then there's another Chespin. OT is Keith. Also first seen in the Hoenn region. Let me really quick change the search a little bit. Instead of Chespin, what about... Let me just do CHES. Because I think it's a Chestnut. Maybe I fully evolved it. There is a Chestnut in storage. Oh, yep, it's the one from that streamer. I still have him as a Chestnut in Pokemon Bank. Yep, I still have the shiny Chestnut. Met back in 2015. Bro is over. Actually, I'm not the biggest fan of Obama Snow. I just really like both of those types. I don't think... Here's the thing. I like both grass and ice. I don't think there's been that great of a Pokemon that combines the two types, though, yet. I hope we get a really cool grass-ice type eventually. Abomasnow's not bad, but, like... There could be another grass-ice type later that I would like more, but... I like the types. Abomasnow. Kinda mid, though. I do think the Abomasnow line needs a baby form, though, because it feels... Snover feels like it shouldn't be the first stage. Snover feels like a mid-stage evolution, so I think they need to add a mid-stage to the Abomasnow line. Or a first stage to the Abomasnow line. Favorite Pokemon is Magby. Favorite type is Bug. Favorite starter is Piplup. Least favorite Pokemon, Bastiodon. Least favorite type, Dragon. And least favorite starter is Primarina. Dang, hating on Primarina is wild. That is wild, hating on Primarina for no reason. I can see why you don't like Bastiodon. As mentioned, my least favorite type is Rock, simply because it is thrown onto every fossil Pokemon. But I could never see someone hating Primarina, dude. That's wild. Oh, you hate Incineroar more than Primarina? I feel you on that. Incineroar ruined the evolution line. They did my man dirty. Litten, really cool. Torragat, so promising. Then, somehow, Torragat decided, what if I just stand up? Why did you want to stand up, dude? You were like a really cool lion. Well, you were about to be a really cool lion. I guess you were a really cool mid-sized cat, but like, you were about to be a really cool lion, and then you just stood up for some reason. Oh, you tried to use Bastiodon? Yeah. The defensive Pokemon that has 2 4x weaknesses? Yeah, that's, yeah, the 4x weakness to fighting kind of, like, really screws over Bastiodon from being useful. I just can't believe I still have this, Chestnut. I really thought that this guy would have been lost to the Aether by now. In fact, I'm still in that guy's Discord. Let me just send a picture of it. Oh, where's his Discord? I haven't talked in there in ages. Oh, he still does streams? Ooh. His last stream was like 2 months ago. About. Testing if my PC can still stream. Oh, no. Sounds like he can't really stream. And his Discord, his server's kind of dead. But you know what? I'm just sending a screenshot of the Pokemon home real quick with his Chestnut. But yeah, Bastiodon could be good if not for his 4x weaknesses. Especially with how prevalent fighting types are in most games. Like, for example, Scizor, you can avoid fire types typically. Bastiodon, you cannot just avoid, you can't just avoid interacting with fighting types. I agree, like, Litten went with 2 legs, then Torracat was fucking this, look this, I'm standing. Yeah. Keep in mind, Litten is now one of my least favorite starters. Litten is now my least favorite starter, all because of its final stage. Incineroar is so bad, it single-handedly holds up my hatred of my least favorite starter line of Pokemon. On Incineroar alone. He ruined it. Ruined such a good Pokemon. Ruined such great potential. And then he also decided to be insane and competitive for no reason. Come on, Impidimp. I just need the little blue boy. That's all we need, little blue man. A little blue guy in his little blue world. And everything is blue for him and himself and everybody around, 'cause he ain't got nobody to listen to. 'Cause he's blue, dabba-dee-dabba-die. Thing is, I can't just, like... The issue is, I want the nickname to fit even when he's fully evolved. So most of the names I'm thinking about that are about blue aren't going to fit in his final stage. Because he goes from blue to white for some reason. So most of the names I'm thinking of aren't going to fit in his final stage. Which makes it a little bit harder to work with. If it doesn't fit in his final stage, what am I supposed to do? Because he's gonna eventually become Grimmsnarl. That's a fact. He's gonna become Grimmsnarl eventually. Because he's probably not gonna be on the party, which means he's not gonna have a chance to die before reaching Grimmsnarl. So I gotta give him a name that'll fit Grimmsnarl and fit his first 2 stages. I really cannot think of a name for an imp. I can name him Mind Goblin. But that's more like a funny name. That's not like a... It's not like, you know, a name that's gonna be ever taken seriously. It's a D's nuts joke. And do I really want to name a Pokemon after a D's nuts joke? I don't know. Let's see how the TikTok's performing real quick, because I got some notifications about people liking it. Yeah, Bastiodon, one fighting type move, he's dead. Instantly dies. Shalfa Scizor? Ooh. I've been to LA a couple times, so I'm guessing that's on Pokemon Go? Or is LA a acronym using for a fan game? Because I was actually supposed to go to LA like a week or two ago, but my trip got diverted, and I ended up going to Texas instead. Still bummed about that. I really do like LA and I was so excited, but instead I got stuck in Texas where I couldn't find anything fun to do for a day. But I got pay protected, so it didn't matter too much that I lost the LA layover. I got pay protected as if I had worked the flight to LA and the other 4 flights I was supposed to do, so I got a lot of pay protect, but I did not get to visit LA. I also don't know why the game says level cap is 36 when the next gym leader's highest level is 32. That is one thing I don't get about this game. For some reason, the level caps are higher than the highest level of the gym leader's Pokemon. And I do not know why. But with the shiny charm, you only got 2 Luxrays. I'm guessing you're talking about in Legends Arceus? Based on the fact you're mentioning Luxray, I'm gonna guess that you're talking about Legends Arceus there. I don't think I've ever actually bothered getting the shiny charm in any games. Like, I'm a shiny hunter at heart, but I never actually bothered getting the charm. And now I don't even want the charm in ZA because ZA shiny hunting is already too easy in my opinion. I don't want to make shinies even more common when I already consider them too common. I also don't want to put any more time into ZA. That game is a firm disappointment in my opinion. Like, I've got a decent sized living dex. I probably could complete the Pokedex in ZA in a heartbeat by using Pokemon Home if I really wanted to. Because I have a decent amount of the living dex done. Not entirely, of course. The living dex is not complete in Pokemon Home, but the gaps are few and far between. That is something I actually want to do, though. I do want to complete the living dex. Like, I have to add Scarlet and Violet's generation to it. I have to fill in the small gaps here and there by finding games that have breeding to fill in the gaps. A little bit of effort needed, and then my living dex will be complete. Parasect, Drifblim, Golduck, Golem, Snorlax, Bronzong, Infernape, Toxicroak, Gastrodon, Kricketune, Hisuian, Avalugg, Abomasnow, Ambipom, Gliscor, Honchkrow, Murkrow, Roselia, Roserade, and you forgot the others. But with with charm it's only 2 Luxrays. Yeah, we'll just keep on hunting. Get that shiny box get as many shinies as you can. Overpopulate with them. Ooh, Shalfa Scizor. Oh, LA means Legends Arceus. I was like, what are you talking about Los Angeles for? I was so confused on why you just brought Los Angeles up out of nowhere. That proves how much my brain is just stuck on travel, I guess. I'm thinking of city names when we're talking about Pokemon. Gotta stay hydrated as best I can. Well, you don't get less shinies. You're probably just shiny hunting less now that you have the charm because you kind of feel like you've completed the game. But yeah, you should get more shinies now they have the charm. You just need to, like, hunt for them, you know? You need to go to those mass outbreaks. You need to go to, what else? Is mass outbreak the only shiny hunting method in that game besides just, like, walking around? You need to go to those mass outbreaks. Go to those distortions. What else does the game have? I'm trying to think. You could get rid of it by starting a new game. You know, transfer out all the Pokemon you want to keep and just start a new game in Pokemon Legends Arceus. Like the challenge where every NPC quest you complete by giving them a shiny Pokemon. So the town is just full of shiny Pokemon everywhere. Oh yeah, you were probably running around so much doing research activities that you were able to encounter shinies passively while trying to do that. I forgot that Legends Arceus has one of the hardest to obtain shiny charm in the game. Yeah, probably just got more shinies pre-charm simply because you were running around doing those tasks. And shinies just happened to pop up while you were working on all of those tasks. Because Legends Arceus is grindy game. I don't know how that became an official Pokemon game. Most Pokemon games are not that insanely grindy, but by God, that game is grind central. The best you could do is find a friend with a Switch, I guess, because you don't need Switch Online if you're close to someone. And if you're close enough to link to the device in person, you're able to do a trade. Of course, you'd have to hope that they don't run off with your Pokemon, but... almost 11 a.m. and the storm is supposed to start at noon. So we're probably gonna have the storm hit somewhat soon. Go out there and make some friends, man. It's not that hard to make friends. If you're a kid, you gotta be social at lunchtime. Hang out. If you're a kid, you can go to playgrounds, hang out at lunchtime. What else can kids do to make friends? Huh. Besides public parks and trying to make friends during lunch at school, I can't really think of much for kids. And then if you're an adult, you go out to bars. And find a surprising amount of adults that are into Pokemon at bars. Because my generation is a sucker for nostalgia at this point. It's the one thing that keeps us going in our day-to-day lives now is nostalgia. And then if you are an adult, but you're not old enough to go to bars, college campuses. You just gotta learn to be social, man. That's what it's all about. You gotta be outgoing and just, like, learn social interaction. It's not easy, but trust me, it's worth learning. And you also have to be genuine. Like, people might not like the genuine you, but as long as you're genuine, outgoing, and, you know, social, you'll eventually find people that get along with you. It's not easy, though. Really not easy. I'm gonna give you that. It is not an easy thing. But it does pay off at the end of the day. Like, I had to teach myself how to be social. I was antisocial as could be. I had to teach myself how socializing and making friends work. The ones around tell you to shut up? Well, that's on them, you know. Maybe talking less works? I don't know how much you talk. Well, then you're just not socializing in the way that works with them specifically. That's the thing. Because here's the thing. Talking a lot isn't all it takes to being social. Being social is a lot more than just talking a lot. Engaging in what they're saying, understanding what they're saying, you know. Staying on topic. Trust me, learning to be social is not easy. I'm gonna be entirely real with you. It took me a long time to get to the point that I can be social, but it eventually pays off. And yeah, there are still people that despise me. Keep in mind, there are still people who would rather me be quiet and not say a single word when I'm around them. Those people will always exist. You're never going to fully escape them. There's always going to be people that just don't like you for one reason or another. But despite those people always existing, you will be able to find the people who do like your personality and like talking with you. So you just gotta find the ones that don't dislike your personality and stuff. Keep in mind, not easy. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna take you a while, but you'll eventually get there. Being social is a very hard skill to build, especially for antisocial and neurodivergent people. Super hard to get social with that, but like super useful skill to have. Ooh. But yeah, you just gotta like learn social cues, all that stuff, and you'll be able to make friends eventually. I'm trying to think, what type of thing? I'm trying to think, is there like maybe a Pokemon club or like computer club? Something related to games, Pokemon, or technology of some sort. If there's any of those types of clubs at your school, joining those could help. Yeah, that's something you're gonna be told in school. That's just something that people say to be mean. That's just part of being the weird kid. I'm gonna be entirely honest. That is a core experience of being the weird kid. Everyone who's ever been considered the weird kid growing up has been told that exact thing. You just need to ignore that. Except that whoever said that is probably not gonna be your friend. and find people who aren't like that kid. That's the thing. You gotta find people who aren't like that kid. Because, yeah, that guy is not cool. Yeah, so, like, I don't know if you're in elementary, middle, high school, whatever. It also really doesn't matter. If your school has extracurricular activities, joining one of those could help. The band, in fact, if you're in high school, band kids, all of them are weird kids. I'm gonna be entirely real with you. The band, it's always weird kids. Those guys are the weird kids. Oh, shoot. Why am I using a rare candy? Oh, shoot. Well, it's not shiny. We know that much. Somehow accidentally rare candied him. Yeah, he's not shiny. Okay, that would have been a crazy way to discover that I got the shiny, though. I accidentally evolve him. Okay, yeah. Oh, a guy who was your friend called you an asshole for some reason. Well, I guess the best thing to wonder is, what did you do, and what could you do differently in the future? Because I'll be honest, people who I used to be friends with, I was an asshole to them. I lost them as a friend. That's something that I think everyone at least has one experience with, where they did something mean to a friend, or their friend did something mean to them and they lost a friend in that case, like... So my advice, honestly, is find an extracurricular activity. Band kids are all weird. If your school has a lot of extracurricular activities, chess club is usually some of the weirder kids. I don't know if your school has gaming clubs. There might be some. There might be something centered around Pokemon. Doubtful on that. Learning computers could be useful. If you like games, learning more about computers could be useful. So if there's like a computer or a robotic club type of thing, those both will teach you about like coding and stuff. At art, when I opened the door, some girl put the door stopper between the door or whatever. And when I didn't want to close it, the stopper fell to the ground. I don't think I'm even following the story, but like... It honestly sounds like just an offhanded comment. It doesn't even sound like it's that serious. But yeah, you just need to find a group of people who have similar interests to you. That's all you gotta do. Some places it's harder than others. Some places it will be harder than others. But if your school has chess, band, or any sort of computer club, that's where you'll find people that are probably similarly into games and whatnot to you. You just gotta find people that are similar to you instead of trying to be friends with people who have nothing in common. Yeah, that's what I don't get. If the door stopper, how did it fall when if it's something that's already supposed to be on the ground? That's kind of where I'm not following it exactly. But alright, you just need to find a group that have similar interests to you and stop trying to be friends with people that don't. Because I'm gonna be honest, if I was in high school, right, and I'm like playing games all day, probably I smelled bad because my hygiene wasn't up to par back then, right? I wasn't trying to be friends with the football team. I wasn't trying to be friends with them. I was instead friends with my sports team and a couple of guys I shared interests with in anime outside my sports team. And that was it. Very small friend group, but a very solid friend group that kept me going through high school. So, like, learn how to socialize, put yourself out there, learn how to socialize, join a club, and don't try to be friends with people that have nothing in common with you, because it could work out, but more than likely, if you're trying to be friends with people that have nothing in common, what do you got to bond over? So you just got to find people that are similar to you. People that are similar to you, join a club. Make sure your hygiene is up to par, because that will definitely impact your social life a lot if you don't, like, shower every day. I know that's, like, a very obvious thing, but, like, at least in a lot of gaming spaces, hygiene is neglected, and if you do not shower daily, you will struggle to make friends with literally anyone, because it will literally be uncomfortable to be around you if you smell bad. So yeah, learn socialization, find people that are similar to you, you know. And especially in school, it's harder than in the adult world. The adult world, having friends is way easier. Like, so much easier. You'll hit it off with a coworker and they'll be like, hey, you want to go out for drinks after work? And you'll be like, heck yeah. Like, the adult world, I consider way easier to socialize in than the kid world. Also, because hormones are crazy in school. Kids are mean as hell. Like, oh my god, dude, these type of insults high schoolers sling is the most vitriolic, evil stuff ever. Adults typically do not insult on that level, dude. Trust me. The adult world, way easier to socialize. If your school has gamers, you could try the other games. Like, you could try to learn Fortnite. You can try to, like, fit better into what they like. It's not the best strategy, because if you just straight up don't like first-person shooters, so be it. But, like, pick up other hobbies, too. You can't have more than one hobby. Like, for example, for me, my 3 hobbies: Pokemon, chess, and travel. And my job is centered around literally centered around the travel part of it. So that's what I'm talking about. You see, my job is a traveling job. I love to travel. So therefore, just by having the job I have, I am surrounding myself with people with similar interests. That's all you gotta do. And I'm telling you, if your school has a band, your school has weird kids. If your school has a band, it has weird kids, because that is all band is. Band is the weirdest kids that ever existed. I like art, Pokemon, and music. Ah, dude, you can easily find people that like music. It might not be the same type of music. Art? Depends what type of art. Like, you can find people that like those 3 things. And also, like, expand your horizons. Like, if you meet someone, they seem cool, and they're like, oh, I really like Russian music, for example. Expand your horizons. Check out the Russian music they're talking about. See if they're onto something. You quit band because you had sensitive hearing. Oh, shoot. Yeah, that's a rough one right there, actually, huh? I didn't think about that. Sensitive hearing made you quit band. To be fair, I also had sensitive hearing, and I just kind of, like, pushed through it with marching band. I'm gonna be entirely real. You could, if it's marching band, you could try wearing earplugs, or another thing you could do is you could join the color guard with the flags, so that you're not actively, you know, playing an instrument, and you might be able to have a little bit more distance between you and the instruments. But, like, earplugs or color guard could fix that, I guess. I personally did color guard, so I'm a little bit biased there. But, like, then again, chess club, robotics, anything to do with computers, I think would interest you, because computers are super interesting. And they the more you know about computers, the more you can do with gaming, honestly. Like, if you learn how to use computers well, you can if you learn how to, like, programming computers and stuff, you can do so much more with games once you understand how computers run. Hey, you can even make a job out of it if you want to become, like, if you want to try being, like, a Roblox developer or something, you can make a job out of knowing some basic programming. Not that I'd recommend Roblox developer as a full-time job for anyone, because I feel like making a living wage off of that is not easy, but you get the point. Heck, try streaming, man. That's another thing. You could just try streaming games. Because even if you don't have that many friends in person, if you stream games, or go to, like, if you stream games and you're able to build an audience, that'll be a group of people that you can talk with. Might not be in person, but... Heck yeah, art club, great idea. Because no matter what type of art you like, the basics are still the same. Like, if you look at some of these people who have insane series, like, for example, Araki, who made JoJo, he can draw super realistic art. Oda, you know, the maker of One Piece, a series with a very distinct style. He can draw realistic people. All art comes from a similar, like... All art starts at the same point before you stylize it. Well, this channel, I've started and stopped multiple times. Like, I used to stream on Twitch. I switched to YouTube because I think Twitch is absolute garbage. But, like, you can look through my channel. I have videos from years ago still up that didn't take off. I don't care. Heck, I got videos from back when I was in high school still up on this channel. You can see how much of a weird kid with very few friends I was. It's all cataloged on this channel. But I pushed through. I got a job that's tied to one of my interests. I now have a decent pile of friends. I'm going on a trip to another country with one of them, assuming I'm able to get the days off of work I need. That part's scaring me a bit if I'm not able to get those days off that I need. But, like, yeah, you just gotta push through and find a way to find like-minded people. Because that's all you gotta do. Once you're able to find like-minded people, you're able to make friends. And heck, I do this stream. I'm not expecting this to take off. I do TikTok and YouTube Shorts to try to, like, promote it a bit. But, like, I'm not expecting this to take off. I do it for the fun of it. And also, it helps me pass some time. Helps me keep my gaming passion alive and make something out of it. Also teaches you how to keep a conversation going really well. Especially when you're streaming to, like when you're streaming and you don't have any viewers. It really teaches you how to keep a conversation alive, even when there's no one in chat to talk to. It makes you really good at conversation. Because if you're able to talk to a brick wall, which is what you're doing when you don't have viewers, by the way. You're talking to a brick wall because there's no one talking in chat, nothing to respond to, right? If you can get talking to a brick wall, you'll be able to hold a conversation really well eventually. And I still struggle sometimes. Like, sometimes on the stream, I'll just be sitting here dead silent doing whatever shiny hunt. Ooh, you have some art on your channel? I might check that out. Actually, yeah, let me real quick. Because I had the stream up on my phone. Go to channel. Let's see, you got some Pokemon Showdown. Pokemon Sword. Pokemon Brick Bronze, I'm guessing. I'm guessing that's what I mean by Roblox Pokemon. Radical Red Nuzloke. So I'm guessing that's Brick Bronze, Radical Red Sword, and a lot of Showdown. Yeah, just lock in. Like, for example, this game, I just decided to lock in on this game. I downloaded DaVinci Resolve, right? Which is a video editing software. I got OBS recording and streaming. And then after my streams, when I hit, like, big milestones, like, oh, I got to a new town, I'll go into DaVinci Resolve, take the raw footage, edit it down to a highlight video, and I got videos scheduled all the way till March next year. Because I'm doing one video a month of this. So I got videos scheduled, I got, like, I got videos scheduled, I do the streams, I do the shorts and TikToks. I maximize my content strategy. And right now it's summer. Right now, if you are in school, right now truly is the best time to get ahead on content. Because once school comes in, it's going to be a little bit harder to record. So if you want to actually try, to make your channel have, like, any sort of motion, right now would be a good time to get a bunch of content recorded and scheduled. That's the other thing about it. Don't just go on YouTube and just straight up upload the videos. Schedule them. Like, if you have, say, enough footage to make 5 videos, right? Don't just upload the 5 videos. Schedule them. Say every Wednesday at noon a video goes up or something. That's the other big thing. Like, yeah, I haven't succeeded myself. The biggest ticket to success, if you're looking for it, is short form content. Oh, the art is on your shorts. Okay, one sec. Let's go back to your channel then. Shorts. Let's see what we got here. Some ZA. A team with 2 megas on it. I'm guessing that's a Fangame. Let's see what this is. Custom fusion Pokemon and their shinies. Oh, if you like fusion Pokemon, you could join the Infinite Fusion Discord and become a spriter over there. Oh, that's the other big thing. Discord communities. Really good way to find people with similar interests. Like, yeah, they're not IRL, but, like, if you're just looking for people to talk with, even if it's through the computer, Discord servers. Very good way to find people with similar interests. Keep in mind, I'm going to say this. I do hate Infinite Fusion because it used AI. But, even though I'm not a big fan of Infinite Fusion due to the use of AI, the Discord server does have cool people that you can talk with. And it also has a whole role about making art. It's pixel art, obviously, but it's art nonetheless of Pokemon fusions. Custom fusions, and some are with Mega Sableye, so I can't. Well, you know, you could just, like, claim that's a normal Sableye fusion, even if you're using Mega Sableye as the reference. And honestly, there is truly nothing you can't do. You can do anything. You are at that point where you got all the options in the world ahead of you. You've got your whole life ahead of you. You got plenty of time. You can do anything. You can even make your own fan game at this point. If you, like, honestly, if you start learning RPG Maker, you could probably have a fan game out by, like, within a year or two, I'd say. Depending on how much time you put into it. Like, you could start learning to make fan games if you like fan games, you know? Download RPG Maker and start learning how to use that, maybe. Though I don't know how much the free version of RPG Maker will get you, so I'm not quite sure how far that'll go, but you can learn fan games, you can learn to ROM hack, because ROMing is another way to make fan games. You've got the options ahead. You've got, like, everything you need. You just need to put your mind into it. I got Deoxys from drawings in an animation I did. Recording from my school, because my art teacher allowed me to do it in her art club. So you're trying to get an art club to start up at your high school, I'm guessing. But yeah, like, for for example, your art teacher's considering starting an art club, ask her if you can help make flyers or something. Like, you know, try to, like, be the founder of the club instead of waiting for the teacher to get around to it, right? Like, the teacher said they're interested in making an art club. Instead of just waiting for her to make the art club, you can start, like, trying to advertise and recruit people to get enough people to make the art club worth it to start. Pretty much all I'm saying is the biggest thing of making friends and everything is it all takes initiative. If you take initiative on stuff, you can make stuff happen. But if you sit back and wait for stuff to happen, it might not. Like, my channel is not successful. I'm gonna say that right now. My channel, not successful at all. But I'm taking the initiative. I'm doing the short form content. I'm doing the streams when I can. I'm not able to stream consistently because of my job, but whatever. Like, I'm taking the initiative to get some motion. And maybe it'll eventually turn something. Maybe it'll turn to nothing. That's the other thing. You gotta be accepting of the fact that you're not guaranteed anything. Like, you could take all this initiative and it doesn't lead anywhere. That's completely possible. But the initiative, it's the idea of this. Every shot you don't take is guaranteed not to go in the hoop. If you don't take a shot, it's guaranteed to miss. So you just gotta take the shots, accept that you're gonna fail over and over, accept that there's gonna be a lot of failure in it, but eventually the successes will be worth it. And also, if you want to get better at art, here, I don't know how good you are at art, but a really good early strategy, I did this a lot in high school. I sadly am not really doing art anymore, but a really cool strategy is hold out your hand in front of you and try to sketch what that looks like. All I'm saying, okay, long story short, since you were zoning out. If you take initiative, you can succeed. And all that means is, do the first step. If your art teacher wants to make an art club, ask her if you can make flyers to advertise the club so you can start helping recruit for it. Because an art club is not going to exist unless there's enough members to make it worth existing. So, like, you just got to take initiative. Once you take initiative, stuff will start going the way you need it to. But you got to always be willing to be the one to take the first step. You don't take the first step, it's not going to happen. It's that simple. It's going to fail. If you do not take a step, if you don't take the step forward to make stuff start happening, it's not going to happen. It's going to fail. But take your shots. Do stuff to achieve your goals. If your ears get hurt by band, buy earplugs that you can wear to to dampen the noise. Not block the noise, but dampen it. Like, for example, I go to a lot of concerts. You should always wear earplugs at concerts to dampen the noise because concerts are way louder than your ears are supposed to take. So, like, I wear earplugs at concerts because concerts are louder than your ears are supposed to hear ever. Pretty much when problems present themselves, try to find the solution that has the least negative impact. I also just realized that Tink doesn't have a stuff doesn't have a shiny box sprite yet. The shiny box sprites in this game are getting on my nerves, though, because, like, everything past Gen 6 doesn't have shiny box sprites for some reason. Yeah, don't worry. I got you. You're in the exact shoes I was in back when I was in high school. Or middle school, whatever grade you're in. I don't really know. I don't really care either. But it sounds like you're in a similar spot that I was, you know, not many friends. People saying it's better if you would just shut up and not exist, you know? The norm. You're where I was. And quite simply, I just put initiative into stuff and eventually it got better. Biggest thing I can say is this. I'm just going to say this right now. The worst thing you can do, and this is from the very bottom of my heart, the worst thing you can do in your situation is start getting into, like, incel ideology and stuff. That is the worst thing. That will actually lead you to being alone forever. Do not, like, adopting bad ideology is the worst thing that can happen in your situation. I almost did, and my life would be miserable if I had fallen down the wrong, like, rabbit hole and stuff. That's, like, the number one most important thing, is that you don't, like, get into, like, some weird community that pretty much makes up excuses. Making excuses for yourself is not gonna help, is not gonna be helping you at all. Making excuses is the biggest way to guarantee failure. So don't make excuses. Instead, just apply yourself, work towards the goals, and when they fail, find why. Don't blame why, but find why it failed, and see if there's a way to change it. And if you think the reason it failed is something that you can't change, then that's probably not why it failed. Okay, we're at like, okay, we're about to hit even odds in this batch. I'm hoping I can get the shiny Impidimp soon, because softer set hunts are not fun in my opinion. I, in fact, find them quite the opposite of fun, so let's hope that this batch will give it to me. So I can, you know, hop off finally. And by that I mean go outside and do one more shiny hunt before we continue the game. Let's see, we are an hour 51 minutes deep. It is 11:20 a.m. What's the weather looking like? Oh, they pushed the thunderstorms back to tonight. That's nice. So I guess I'm going to end before the thunderstorms hit, because I don't think I'm going to be alive for another 6 hours. That would be way too much streaming for a single day for me. I think I'm going to try to get the Impidimp. I think I'll try to end today's stream with the Impidimp. Impidimp or 1,000 encounters. That's how I'm going to end today's stream. Come on, Impidimp. It's getting ridiculous. Starting to get a little bit tired. Then again, I was planning to end at noon, so I guess it makes sense that I'm starting to run out of stuff to say. Also, my cat hasn't, like, hopped up on my lap even once this stream. Yeah, I'm wondering what she's up to. I'm wondering where she is. Oh, she's right there on the ground. She's sleeping under my desk. So she's nearby at least. Oh shit, I forgot to complete the trade. Oh, it makes the first two moves the type in your Pokemon. Okay, that is actually good. Yeah, at least gives you access to stab. Come on, Impidimp. I just need the shiny Impidimp. I really, really want to continue onwards. But for some reason, the game doesn't want to give me the shiny Impidimp. Despite the fact that we are probably about even odds. I don't know how far through the we're past even odds at this point. Because this game is 1 in 675, so we are over odds on the Impidimp hunt. Darn, can't we go over odds on the hunts that aren't soft resets, maybe? At least I know this hunt won't phase because, you know, it literally can't. But yeah, I got a lot of work to do with the layout of this, since I'm gonna change it all to be in-game sprites. I have a lot of work cut out for me. Every Pokemon we've caught shiny, I have to go and grab their model in the game and then crop it. Holy crap. Is that... One second. Dang, I got like slight sacks under my eyes. That's not good. I should do some skincare to hide those. Yeah, I'm running out of steam, dude. I'm running on fumes at this point. And if I'm running out of stuff to say, I should probably just end stream, I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm thinking after this batch, I'm just gonna end off. We did a decent bit. We got our shiny, Tinkatink. We got decently far into the Impidimp hunt. We might even get the Impidimp still. Technically, the batch isn't over yet. But yeah, I have a lot of, stuff to do with the files of this game where I have to, you know, where I have to redo the entire, OBS. So I'm probably gonna end after this batch. Switched on my moves and made my Amomola Steel Psychic, Persian Fire Dark, Mew Normal Dragon, Greninja Fire Water, Buzzwole Poison Fighting, and Ho-Oh Psychic Dragon. Oh, you changed your Pokemon's type instead of just guaranteeing that they had stab moves. You changed them into the types of their moves. Ah. Well, who knows? We might get the Impidimp, though. We might get the Impidimp before the end of the stream. We don't know yet. We don't know how much is left in the batch. Hopefully we get the Impidimp so we can end on a really high note, but we'll see. And by the way, if you want to keep in touch, you can subscribe to the YouTube. I personally recommend following the TikTok. Every time I go live, I upload a new TikTok and I'll upload a new YouTube short at the start of every stream. Every month on the 25th, I believe, a highlight reel goes up. If you just want to see the absolute highlights of this game, we have highlight reels going up every month. We have a TikTok and YouTube short going up at the start of every stream. Once I hit 500 followers on TikTok, I'll gain access to the live feature. And we'll be able to cross-stream this on TikTok. That'll hopefully get some more viewers. But yeah, I'm going to probably end this one here because I have a lot of stuff as I want to reformat the... I want to reformat my files in terms of the Pokemon sprites. So, I'll see you on the next one. Peace out. End recordings and stop the